Hey guys, so Jane for LazerGaming. In this video, I have another Battlefield 5 video, and today I'm going to be talking about 3 things that they did wrong so far in sort of their reveal, announcement, and some gameplay mechanics and maps that are going to be in the game. Before I get into this video, just like to say, if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe down below for much more content on everything Battlefield 5, and for a chance to be entered in a gift card giveaway for PS4, Xbox, or Steam, and a Battlefield 5 giveaway right before the beta so you guys can get early access to the beta. If you want all that, just subscribe and leave a comment on any one of my videos. I'll pick a video from like one of the last month or so and you can be entered to win. So, the top 3 things that Battlefield 5 has done wrong so far. So, I know a lot of you guys have been saying that I should be a bit more positive, and I've done that in my recent videos, but I still think that we should acknowledge some of the negative aspects of the game so far. So the first negative thing I'm going to talk about right now is going to be the lack of the Pacific Theater in the game. So this isn't 100% confirmed, but it's about 90% confirmed. Jack Frag said that it'll probably come as DLC. All the leakers have said it'll probably come as DLC, and DICE has not announced the Pacific Theater whatsoever, so it's likely that the Pacific Theater will not be included at launch. And while this will likely come in the Tides of War in the game, sort of the DLC system in the game, it'll probably come a year after launch or around that time. I feel that is a bit late for a lot of fans who want that Pacific Theater experience at launch. Especially for the Americans who are buying the game, a lot of us want the Pacific Theater at launch. And while that does sound somewhat selfish for DICE, a huge portion of their audience, about 50%, is the American gamer. So sort of trying to cater to them would be good for the sales of their game. It might not necessarily be good for the game itself, but it would be better for the sales of the game to do that. And not including the Japanese front at launch will definitely hurt the game in just its overall sales. Now, something else we can talk about is sort of the poor impressions of the game in general. So this has to do with the reveal event. The reveal event overall was a mistake. The fact that they included a sort of the wacky customization front and center, sort of customization that people aren't used to seeing in World War II. I know some people might get offended that I called it wacky, but compared to typical World War II movies and typical World War II games that sort of the average consumer is used to expecting when they buy a World War II game, this would turn off a lot of consumers who are just wanting that sort of gritty World War II experience. Now, while the game might still be gritty, it does not appear that way to a lot of people who want to buy the game, and this too will hurt the sales of the game and likely will make the game not sell as well as it could have if they just did a traditional World War II experience. Now, this will likely fund more microtransactions, which will fund more DLC in the long run, and it will probably make the game have a longer life cycle, but the initial player count will not be as high, and that obviously does hurt EA's bottom line. Now, lastly, I think that one of the biggest things that not a lot of people are talking about is the release date of Battlefield 5. Now, a lot of us are hyped that it's coming out in October, and it's super awesome that it's coming out in October, but if you're not a hardcore Battlefield fan and you look at the month of October, you see Black Ops 4 coming out on October 12th, and you see Red Dead Redemption 2 coming out on October 26th. Now, Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of the most anticipated sequels of the last couple years, and a lot of people will only buy that game for their holiday season. And Black Ops 4 is developed by the best Call of Duty developer, the most popular Call of Duty developer. It's bringing a Battle Royale mode to it, something that the Call of Duty franchise hasn't seen, and something that a lot of people will want to try out, especially former Call of Duty fans. Now, I know personally that a lot of my friends are leaning towards the Call of Duty game right now instead of the Battlefield game, and I consider them just sort of the average gamer. They don't really watch YouTube videos on it, they don't watch streams on it, they just buy games to have fun, and the Call of Duty has seemed to drawn them in a lot more. Now, they know that they can only buy 1 or 2 games this fall, and Battlefield does not seem to be able to pull them in right now, especially since it's releasing right around that time. Battlefield had maybe released a month after, I think it might have been better for the game, or even a month before, but sort of releasing around the same time and directly in between those 2 games, I think will also hurt the sales of the game. Now, lastly, I just want to talk about why hurting the sales of the game is a bad thing. A lot of you might be like, oh, well, we're just weeding out the bad fans and that kind of stuff. But when EA is able to make more money off the game, they'll hire more people to develop the game, and they're likely to produce more Battlefield games. If EA's Battlefield sells really well, they might switch into a 1-year life cycle, and you might get more Battlefields more often. or we might just get higher quality Battlefields because they're able to invest more resources into a game that they know will give them back heavy returns. If the game doesn't sell that well, and while it does still have a core audience, it's not as enticing to EA as a game that just sells well and maybe doesn't even have a core audience. So I think we should sort of look at the impact of these things. It might be good in some senses for the core Battlefield community, but it really does hurt the game overall because it's not able to reach the broader audience that games like Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 and even Battlefield 1 did. Tell me what you guys think about this down below in the comment section. I just want to sort of take a critical look at EA's strategy with Battlefield 5 and sort of look at the game overall. But again, if you guys are new here, don't forget to drop a like down below. Subscribe if you are new here for all the giveaways I'm doing and just for up-to-date Battlefield 5 content. But that's what it is for you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.